So if I look at my face detection project here, you'll notice a few things. One, it's within a workspace with my name title. I can always update the workspace name if I wanted. I also have a project name here. I have a version number here, V13 for the model. And that's what I'm pointing to here. And then finally, the private API key, which we'll get from our settings. So if I grab this here, I'm someone where I just kind of like to install it once. I'll put that here. Add my model ID. My version number was 13. Finally, I'll come over here. Roboflow API. And we, by default, don't make this visible. So you can always revoke your API key if you reveal it. I just select copy here. I come back to the app and put that in here. Of course, you can show this if you'd like, but you obviously don't want to do that. So fingers crossed, this model is not going crazy on me today. So I load the model here. You'll see project type, object detection, how I wanted, inference endpoint. So I get that too. So another thing is maybe you don't want to use the Python package. Maybe instead for your inference, you want to use the hosted API. So the reason I give that information is to make it easy for someone to quickly know their actual endpoint. But that endpoint will also help you if you were looking to deploy in one of our other deployment methods. And then the next steps here, get the model ID here, as you'll know that this is the project within itself, and this is the actual version that you have, and then the version name. So V2 Roboflow fast model. That's what I actually called this version here. If I were to update this, then that version number would change too. I believe for that, I'd have to rerun this, however, as it's already loaded this information in here. Then the next things, I get input image size for the model training in pixels. Get the pixel width, 416, and the pixel height, 416. When I look over here, those actual pre-processing settings, that's actually what I use, 416 by 416. So that's really helpful in being able to understand, okay, if I had really large images, like I was working with a 4K camera and I didn't want a really slow inference speed, you can actually resize your images ahead of time down to 416 by 416. And from there, immediately send that image over. And you can also scale your detection sizes back up. So let me actually grab an example file here. So this is on a different model. It's like just boxes on a conveyor belt.
So you see how I set this field to the private API key is not visible. Anyone can actually record a screencast from a Streamlit app. This tooltip right here is just telling you how to find your project information, and then it automatically uploads. I use the REST API so that it automatically tells you the project type and your inference endpoint, since we have a lot of people that ask these types of questions, and also their model ID information and the version name. So that'll update if they ever change the version name. The other things too are that it tells you your input height and width. So I use the REST API to find the reference to the resize that they sent. So this is what will come up here. And then it'll say whether the version was trained from scratch or checkpoint. And then next it'll do the inference on the predicted image based on the settings that they give for the confidence threshold and overlap. They can say whether they want the bounding boxes as regular, filled, or blurred, and then the output image. And then they can also say whether they want the labels hidden or shown, and then whether to show the bounding boxes or not. And then finding additional images on the universe and the active learning article.